So this is just a short visual overview of the joint operation invasion of Ahch-To that the 501st Legion and 212th Attack Battalion will be undertaking. Should be pretty short and simple. It's not too complicated of a mission, just basically first part of a series in a campaign to take the entire island of Stratus. Essentially, the first mission we'll be doing is establishing a beachhead in the at the island. This will allow us to progress on further objectives in subsequent missions. So, starting off, it'll be a airborne invasion force deployed from 2 acclimators. They will end up hopping in lats here. These lats will take the invasion force across the ocean, at which point they will be landing at this beachhead. I don't want to force the invasion force into a specific area to land. This is probably the most obvious, but I will mark multiple areas for them to evaluate with recon beforehand, assuming recon is undetected. There are various places they can land. For example, maybe over here, most obvious over here. That may be an option as well. But like the overall surrounding area, from this road and maybe over there onwards, will be off limits due to anti-air defense concerns. The idea here is that Republic intelligence has identified several gaps in the enemy anti-air defense, and we are exploiting those gaps in order to launch the invasion. So that's the in-lore explanation of why we're landing where we're landing. The assault should be pretty simple. The units haven't all been placed exactly how they should be, so hopefully this prevents spoiling things, because the units will be all over the place. This is just kind of a general layout of the mission, so hopefully it's more of a terrain overview than an actual tactical overview. So hopefully that's not seen as being too forward as far as planning goes. But there's 3 main areas in the beachhead you'll have to capture. This little outpost here, this outpost here, which runs up to this 3rd outpost. And then from there, you'll want to push up through this road, at which point you can assault some various checkpoints over here. These checkpoints are important because by capturing them, you're going to prevent any sort of counterattack on the beachhead as a whole. So first you'll be taking this, or not first, but this is one of the checkpoints you'll need to take. Up here, here's another checkpoint, perhaps a little bit more intense than the last. If you head up here, I believe there is a 3rd and final checkpoint up here, which will need to be taken. You'll just kind of loop around, I suppose. And then once you're done with that, you can either, there's multiple ways you can do this, but you're going to have to take Camp Rogaine up here. And this essentially is the strategic, one of the most strategic points of the island as far as position goes, because this does have quite a overview of the surrounding valley. So the whole idea here is that this will cut off any potential counterattacks, because they'd have to take this position first, and doing that would be quite a task with this type of line of sight. The secondary objective of this mission, and so basically everything that I described here, from the beachhead to taking these 3 outposts here, to taking these checkpoints along this road, up to taking out Camp Rogaine, that's the objective of the main invasion force. Now the secondary force, which will be dispatched, which strength and whatnot is to be determined, will be heading around the island, and we'll find some sort of LZ beforehand to land. Could be anywhere around here. We'll mark some areas which might be viable for landings. And then they'll infiltrate, and I say infiltrate here because they won't be capturing the base, because the invasion is anticipated. CAS forces at the airbase are kind of running a skeleton crew, so it's not going to be the full defense forces that you would expect from a fully manned CIS airbase. So it's an infiltration mission. It's not capturing an airbase. We'll have to come back later and actually take this airbase out and fully capture it. But for now, it's just an infiltrate and destroy mission. So basically, they'll be passing through here. They move through the airbase, and the main objective here, and these fighters and whatnot, the amount of them will vary, but they'll be taking out a few wings of these fighters, and then they'll also be hitting this ATC tower here, and the objective there is to eliminate any sort of QRF capabilities that the CIS may have, and then eliminate any CAS support the CIS may have as well. So if they fail their mission, you could expect extra CIS forces arriving to attack the main invasion force, and then we could also expect a lot of air assets that would potentially impede our ability to establish that beachhead. So it's a very important goal right there. So and that, like I said, would be an infiltration mission. They come in, they hit a few points, and they get out of the airbase. They leave it, and then RTB or join the main invasion force, or whoever the platoon command wants to do that is up to them. So, and that about wraps it up as far as the overview goes. Hopefully it'll be executed well, and hopefully it'll be a good mission. So, all right.